Good morning everyone, my name is TARUNPAL and today we will be discussing about Dr. S. Radhakrishnan's view of life in this particular video. We have already made a video on his biography. You can see the same on our YouTube channel, Library KV number 1 RCF Hossainpur. You can visit the channel and you can subscribe the channel as well for more videos like this in future. In this particular video, we'll be discussing about Radhakrishnan's view of life. So stay tuned with us and watch the video till end. Philosopher's vision and educationist combination. Dr. Radhakrishnan's philosophy is idealism. Idealism means that life has a purpose, and ideal and values are the dynamic forces that give direction to life and help it to achieve its goals. The function of philosophy is to order life and guide action. Matters and spirit. The matters show the superiority of the human mind. We are not merely a part of nature. There is a known natural element in us, an element which exceeds the quality and potentiality of matter. The element is the spirit of man, the man's spirit which controls matter. Man may be nuclear geniuses, but they remain ethical dwarfs. Place of religion. Dr. S. Radhakrishnan believed that the way of religion is the remarking of man, a complete integration of his being. Religion introduces an entirely new sense, a totally new set of values, but religion is not doctrinal conformity of ceremonial piety. It is the personal encounter of the individual with the supreme. Religion and science. Emphasis on religion does not belittle the role of science in our life. Science and religions are not opposed to each other, but seek truth. The achievement of science have induced in our minds a mood of despair, making us feel like homeless exiles, caught in blind machine. This cannot be counted as the failure of science. It is in fact the failure of man. Men sometimes become unmindful of their moral implications and social consequences. Meaning and functions of education. Education, training of intellect, heart, and spirit. Education to be complete must be humane. It must include not only the training of the intellect, but the refinement of the heart and the discipline of the spirit. This was the thought of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Humanism in education. No nation in this world can hold its place of primacy in perpetuity. Let us therefore try and develop the qualities of charity in judgment and compassion for people who are suffering. If we adopt such an approach, the tensions of the world will diminish rapidly. Education for democracy. The cause of democracy is the cause of human, individual, of the free spirit of man with its spontaneous inspiration and endeavor. When an individual is trained or appreciated his own holy being, he will develop a chastity of mind and spirit and approach with inner trembling another's sanctuary. Education to develop scientific spirit, a lively development and use of intellectual curiosity, imaginative powers, technical skill, acceptance of goals, and stretch one's talent and energy to their uttermost extent, and the simultaneous rejection of the clinches of thoughts. These are the characteristics of the young person who is anxious to defend his individuality against the ever-present corrupting force of habit and tradition and social pressure for conformity. All this possible with single-minded devotion. Education and humane values. There is great deal of intellectual and technical skill, but the ethical and spiritual vitality is at low ebb. There is nothing wrong about science. What is the wrong is the use we make use of it. Education should give us a purpose. Coarseness of feeling, darkness of mind, and the very casual way in which we inflict. Cruelties are all these indicated in words empathiness. Education and spiritual values. Education is the means by which we can tide up our minds, acquire information as well as sense of values. Education gives us that bent of mind, that attribute of reason, that spirit of democracy, which will make us responsible citizens of our country. A true democracy is community of citizenship, offering from one another, but all bound to a common goal. Education is search of integration. Education aims at making us into civilized human beings. Conscious of our moral and social obligations, we must have an ideal of the general plan of the universe and the search for truth. When we attain truth, our burdens are lightened and our difficulties are diminished. It lights up our pathway with the radiance of joy. Education to develop his spirit of inquiry. We should develop the spirit of inquiry and dedication to the pursuit of science and scholarship. We have enough material, but it is not founded properly. We need education in character. Education to train people for freedom and democracy. The future of democracy in Asia depends on our willingness to submit to discipline, undergo personal sacrifice. If India is to remain free, united, and democratic, educational institutions should train people for freedom, not obedience, for unity and not localism, for democracy and not dictatorship. Our young should have a sense of purpose. education, and self-discipline. We must train the young to the best possible all-around living, individual and social. We must make them intelligent and good. They observe unwritten laws of decency and honor felt by good men, but not enforced by any statute. Educational institutions to preserve the spirit of the youth. Unless we preserve the spirit of the youth, keep an open mind and change our beliefs and practice, we cannot educate. To preserve thoughts, spirit, and inspiration of this ancient land and let them inform our customs and institutions are the task assigned to this generations of scholars. Education for women. Women are human beings and have as much as right to full development as men as women have. In regard to opportunities for intellectual and spiritual development, we should not emphasize the sex of a man even as we do not emphasize sex of men. In all human beings, irrespective of their sex, the same drama of flesh and the spirit of finitude and transcendence takes place. So this was the thinking of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, on whose birth date we celebrate the National Teachers' Day in India. This is it for today, and we will be discussing about Dr. Radhakrishnan's Educational Commission 1948 to 1949 in our next video. Thank you so much for watching and listening. May God bless you all. Thank you so much, and please subscribe to our channel if you like this video, as we will be coming up with these type of videos in future as well. Thank you so much.